betul-betul gila punya excited dan saya sangat gembira dan siapa adalah di sini walaupun sedikit kan, you are the one who are today on the call, you are the one who are on the right place on the right time. It's those people who are not here who are wrong, you know. And we are very excited and we are really on the move. Things are happening, things are moving, and you will see soon of us, all of us, gonna change pin. And I'm so happy and so excited to be able to invite a very handsome special guest today. And I remember him actually really from the first meeting, the first impression, the first time we sit together and he explained me the products. I remember my first shake. I remember all these first moments that were so incredible for me, and he showed to me the professionalism, the structure to follow. He was always been a very good leader to me. He's been really guiding me and give me whatever I need to become a president team member. So I believe soon he will become press team member as well. And and actually, for sure, he remembers that what I did in my first 6, 7, 8, 9 months in the business is basically every single day I was on the phone with him. I called him because I needed to know everything there was to know about Herbalife. I needed to know how to do stuff, how to do the presentation, how the marketing plan work, how I talk to people. With every small thing I had, I wanted to improve. I wanted to get better, and he was just open for me to keep receiving the call, patiently explaining me how things work, how he believed things went. So, for me, there is no better coach than my direct sponsor, and I'm very honored to invite him today and to have him as guest speaker. Please help me welcome an unbelievable coach, millionaire team member, Marc. Woohoo!
Hello, hello. Do you hear me, guys, or no?
Yes, we hear you. Everything is
You hear
fine.
me? Okay, good. Just going to. All right. Thank you, guys, for the introduction. I pay you later, Ken. Okay. For that wonderful introduction. And if you can wear stupid glasses, I can wear too. Okay, so I can also wear stupid glasses and like yours you have, Ken. Voila, that's it. Copy paste. Nola. I had it ready. I don't know why. It was coincidence, but not coincidence. I put it ready because I had something in the end of the meeting I wanted to share with this one, but upfront. So hi guys, somewhat. Wait, because I want to see the chats here. Before I start, I just want to be sure everybody hears me. I'm not seeing myself, so I don't know if you see me or hear me. So I just want to, you type 1 if everything is clear. So type satu when everything jelas. Jelas, I think, clear. Okay. All right. And then next, saya mau tahu also kau tinggal di mana. Satu, kau perubahan, apa perubahan dengan Herbalife and coach kamu. And kalau tidak coach, kalau Alia kau customer di sini, I want to know if I have customers here also tonight. Okay? So if you want to share that too, please. So tinggal di mana? Perubahan, your results with Herbalife and coach kamu. Release. Okay. Congratulations, Jecha, of course, la. Norayati, wow. Congratulations, Tanya. Congratulations, Gerald. Love you, man. Happy to see you here again. Distance is no problem, okay? Noraja, Noraja, customer saya. Happy
You
to
can
hear
see
happy to hear Noraja.
sorry, you can see the slide, right?
I can see the slide.
Okay, thank you.
I can see the slide. A beautiful slide, kan? Cantik, kan? Yati 11 kilo. Norayati 14 kilo. Wow, amazing. Ada lagi? Okay. So thank you semua for sharing. Chico Ali 40 kilo, sorry. Kita, you have an amazing coach. All these people here are amazing people. So, because when they ask me to talk, I have to admit, I'm a little bit, I'm going to be honest tonight. So, not that I'm never honest, I'm an honest guy, but I'm going to talk a little bit open because this year is my 20 years with Herbalife. Next month, hari bulan 4. So saya start 20 tahun lalu dengan Herbalife Nutrition. And it's coincidence that they've just asked me now to have here a little chit chat with you guys. And that's a little bit what I'm going to do. I cannot, in the short time that I'm going to talk, tell everything about those 20 years because so many things happened in 20 years time, not only personally with myself, but also the company Herbalife Nutrition. 20 years ago, it wasn't the company that it was today. Not that it wasn't not good, okay? But also we are very lucky and we are very blessed that we are in a company who knows how to adapt to challenges and changes in the world. Okay? And of course, if the company can do that, if they can give the good example as a good coach, as a good independent member, of course, we do the same. Those are the people who stick with Herbalife. Those are the people who have Herbalife in their heart, who no matter what challenges or changes are coming along the way, just adapt and continue. And that's a little bit what I'm going to share today with some, how can I say it, with some feelings that I have over the 20 years, and mostly the feelings that I think you need to just enjoy the journey and just, I'm not saying become successful because you know all that Dries is president team under me and he's doing better than me. I have other guys here who in the marketing level are growing faster than I am. But I don't feel less or I don't feel as a failure because of that. And that's also something that I want to share tonight with you, that the marketing plan is, of course, is important. But in the first place, it's the journey of how you deal with the marketing plan and how you deal with this opportunity of Herbalife to, just like Marc, you said, make the world healthier and happier. But you start with yourself and you just copy paste it to other people. Okay. Can next picture, please? Then I'm going to show you a little bit, because pictures sometimes say more than words. That I'm a proud Herbalife distributor. This is a picture taken, I think, in Bangkok, one of the extravaganzas. After 20 years, there's not been one moment. From the day I started, very skeptically with Herbalife, of course, but very fast, Herbalife became very big part in my life. And I understood very good that, like even Marcus once said on stage, that even if you don't earn any ringgit, any dollar with Herbalife, that you're still going to talk to people, you're still going to have the nutrition, you're still going to have the products. And that's the mentality that I promised myself to have whenever I started this business. So, and that's something that you have to commit for yourself, not to your coach, not to the company Herbalife, but for yourself, that you commit to yourself that no matter what, this is the vehicle, this is the company that I think and that I believe is the most important best marketing plan. There are some people coming in. Hello, everybody. If you want to talk, you can take over, no problem. Okay, next. I'm going to show you a picture from before Herbalife, because I only started Herbalife when I was 35. So this is a picture where I was umur 22 tahun on a holiday in America in Walt Disney World. You will see the picture soon, and you can guess which of the three persons I am. Kiri, in the middle, atau kanan. Can you click again? Yeah, okay. So which one I am? The left one, Kiri, middle, or the right one? Yeah. So to make it easy for you, yeah, what do you think? Which one am I? 22 years. This was in 1989, I think, something like that. 1989. I had an, yeah, the middle, okay. Okay, the left one with the baju putih, okay? The baju putih. I was overweight, but I didn't care. I didn't even know that I was overweight, you know. I just had I liked food, I like traveling, I like just the easy life. I didn't sport, so my life was not healthy at all when I was 22 years old. At 23, I got married, and it didn't change immediately. The opposite, of course. I lost kilos when I got married, but I gained kilos once I married again. And that's a little bit the story that I had every summer, all those years before I met Herbalife. I always could lose weight. I always went on diets, but always managed to again, to gain again my kilos. Because I just went on a diet. I never was motivated or inspired that I had to do it for my health. Okay? It was just that I wanted to look great and feel great. And that's all. That I said, I'm looking a little bit chubby. Perhaps I should lose some weight, but there was no real big motivation. Okay? The motivation came really when I met Herbalife, because in 2002, when I started with Herbalife, can I get the next picture, please? But I think that's
yeah, please.
the next. This is a picture from 2005, but in 2002, when I started Herbalife, I finally lost weight, and the first time I didn't feel that I was losing weight. Can I get the next picture? Because I think I mixed the pictures wrong. Can I get the next picture? So let me go back to this one. Yeah, this one is my lose weight. So I lost 10 kilos eventually. So the picture was taken just a few months before I started with Herbalife, the left one. I didn't have many pictures because I didn't like to be on the picture at that time. And the last picture is just taken end of January here when I climbed the Akinabalu in end of January here. So 10 kilos, but most important thing is for me is not the kilos, but it's just the energy and the healthy lifestyle that it gave me to lead a more healthier and happier lifestyle. It's a cliche that I'm saying, but it is like that. And so I created the lifestyle. It didn't happen in 1 or 2 months. It came step by step, but I created the lifestyle where I am now 20 years later. It just became a habit, you know. I'm not thinking about living healthy. It's just the way that I'm living. Okay. Can I go back to the previous picture, please? Then I show you where I was 3 years in Herbalife. We were getting them. And it was the second time that we met Michael O. Johnson. It was for 25 years of Herbalife in Atlanta, in America. So we were qualified for the cruise, and we were qualified also to go to the meeting there. And Michael O. Johnson came, in fact, 1 year after we joined Herbalife. So in 2002, there was not really a corporate director very clearly, or there was not really a good course that Herbalife was taking, because they just lost Marc Hughes. But the spirit from Marc Hughes was so heavily present in all the meetings, in all the sharings that we had. Because he wasn't present there anymore, but he was probably more present than before through all the testimonies that we got. And when Michael O. Johnson came in 2003, I immediately saw something changing in the company. The company went, in fact, because when we entered the first year, I was not really focused on doing business. I had a mindset that I only wanted to do business once I knew how to make 25 customers, because they teach us that the business model was to have 25 customers, to do 2,500 points every month, and then duplicate it to other people. I didn't want to duplicate something that I didn't know how to do. So now I would not say that you have to wait for that, okay? But at that time, I didn't understand what multi-level marketing was. I didn't understand what duplication was, okay? I just wanted to be a good teacher and a good inspiration for those people who I will give my time to and who gave their time to me. But in 2003, I got really excited. I was already getting, so I was already had a small team already of coaches and customers who were following us. But I wasn't really that focused on organization. I was really focused on just making customers and not really on teaching them how to do a business. Luckily, my coach, Jenny Tess, she coached me along the way very good. You know, there was no smartphone. You know, we lived almost 3 hours from each other. So it was only through internet and through call that we communicated with each other. But nevertheless, I stayed very close to her, and she took a lot of time with me. That's perhaps why Dries is saying that I did the same with him. You know, we did the same. I did the same what my coach did with me, and I did the same to my people. I gave them my time whenever I could give them my time, and whenever I saw that they were doing something with it, that they were active with it. And in the case of Dries, for example, I had no problem, you know, that at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the evening, that he called every evening. I was just so happy that Dries was someone who really wanted to learn and understood that it was about hard work and about consistency. And that's the only thing I wanted to give him. The rest, you know, we are all independent distributors. You learn by yourself. Yeah? Why I put here now also, because I come back with Michael O. Johnson, because in 2003, when Michael O. Johnson came, in fact, the company transformed completely. He brought in first Dr. David Heber, then other doctors came, then also the skincare came, the approach of more customer-based came. It was so clear that his vision of what he wanted to do with Herbalife was to make us all successful, but also to help people's health, making the world healthier and happier. Was not all about, you know, giving a good business to us, or business model, but also that we were able to share the Herbalife nutrition products and to have the backup with more doctors to do it in a more better way, and always to improve what the world at that moment needs. That it made a really big company, you know, and that was one of the reasons after 1 year also that I said, I want to follow this guy. I had Marc Hughes already. I was inspired by him. We had Jim Rome. that we were inspired by. I met him on several occasions, Jim Rome. So that was really a big inspiration. We had our own, our amazing press team who you met on this call a few weeks ago, Leo Callard, who gave amazing trainings and who put us all in front, that we really, from people from on the field, and also he with his knowledge from already so many years Herbalife that he did before in Belgium, that we could have the luggage of really became successful. Michael O. Johnson for me is the same level as Marc Hughes for me, is really the pillar of Herbalife, who started really why we are now so a $1 billion company, and we're really focused on customer based. Okay, next please, next, double next. Okay, to the next. Okay, I'm going to share with you just randomly some points that I think are important. For first of all, I said it already, to enjoy the journey. Look, I'm millionaire team, yeah? So I'm not a press team yet, and that makes me sometimes a little bit the only way in this conversation that I want to say that okay, I didn't reach the level that of course I wanted to have, but I've had enough experience and I've learned enough how to grow in this business myself and together with other people, that I know what it takes to become successful. It's like, for example, I see myself as, your father or your parents can be that your father and your parents was also, for example, not really successful in a business way, but he gave you something, or they can give you something as support and mental support, or in any kind of way support, because they want you to become more successful than them. And that's a little bit how I also always felt doing this business with everyone, every member I sign up, and everyone who has the inspiration to do something also with this business, that I can show them and I can tell them that they just have to work on themselves first, and the business automatically will come. And then also you will enjoy the journey. Okay. Why I put here in the first place independent? Because in fact, and without complaining, Ken, I just told you that my coach Jenny Thijs was really the amazing one. I could really take a lot of her time. At that time, we had three-way calls. I called, and then a customer or a prospect, and she was on the other line too, but the prospect or the customer didn't know. And then I did a script, and afterwards she told me what was good and how I needed to improve and what could change. So I could, she took time that I could become better and better in what I was doing. But it only lasted for like the first 4 or 5 years. And then a little bit, my coach disappeared because of several reasons. Okay, I'm not going to go into that, but I had to learn that it was not my choice, but I had to be independent. I didn't really have, also my upline coach was another coach, and then my upline, the other one was Leo Callard. I could go to the meetings, but I didn't have really a mentor who I could really work together with. So that's why probably also I spent lots of times with my downline at that time, also with organizing meetings myself, doing kind of, already we had some kind of online things. I don't know anymore what the app was, but we had some kind of not Zoom, but like only with sound we could talk to each other. And I learned to be independent. I learned that, okay, my success does not depend on anyone else, and especially not on my coach. I'm not going to blame my coach if I'm not successful. I'm not going to blame my Herbalife nutrition because I'm not going the way I want to go. I only look at myself. I am independent. I make my own choices, but I do it in a way that I will accept. Okay, there's no one to hold my hand. Okay, but I continue I don't give up. You know, I see that I have amazing people that I can give results to, that I can create results to, for the products, but also for the business. And that was my inspiration. In fact, my inspiration was many years, in fact, my downline, and not really the upline that I had, yeah? But really the downline because of the results. And that became my main inspiration why I kept on doing the business also. So that's something that you need to learn, because I had it already here in our group here in Belgium and in Malaysia, you know, that people sometimes when something didn't go the way they wanted to be in their business, that they blame me, or that they blame a sideline, or that they blame Leo Kalla, or that they blame, you know, anyone else pointing the finger, but not looking at them. And that you can never do, you know. Your success, you are responsible for it. You are independent distributors. You can work any way you want, as long as you work with credibility and with respect for each other's business and respect for the rules of Herbalife nutrition, okay? So next, that's one thing, write it down. So independent. Mindset is also important. Perhaps that's a logical thing, but for me, of course, I'm already now, like I said, 20 years doing the business. I'm 55. My kids often tell me, Papa, act your age. Sometimes I forget my age. When I do perhaps some physical things, I start feeling a little bit more than 10 years ago. But in general, I'm surrounded mostly by younger people, and I don't do that intentionally, but I'm surrounded by people who lift me up and by people who can give my mindset a boost instead of a downfall. Am I saying by that that I never have a negative mindset? Of course not. Yeah? Some of you, perhaps who know me longer, think perhaps that Coach Marc is always, you know, the happy one, the one who's always, you know, can joke around and dancing and jumping around, and yes, that's me. But the one, for example, it's my auntie from Congo. It's my godmother. She always said that, and she's right. And I didn't know it for myself because she said it one time, that Marc, you are someone, whenever something is happening to you, you always know how to pull yourself up. And I think that's a little bit what my mindset is about. With all the 20 years that I got many personal challenges, also business challenges that I had, but I always managed myself to be down. It's true, to sometimes, hey, my God, not to say to stop, but just say, hey, my God, how I'm going to deal with this one, I don't know. Did I know what to do now, okay? But I always managed to, without be able to talk to someone, because there was no mentor, there was no coach who I could talk to, that I always managed to get myself up. And mostly was it because I was in good company with Herbalife Nutrition. Surround yourself with the right people and the right group, to stay positive. Okay, so that's one of the things. Okay, next. I surround myself, I don't know if you see it, guys, if you see me, but I surround myself with the best pink drink there is from my addict, Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, so he gave me this beautiful drink for tonight, so I can stay energetic and focused. Okay, I just talked about challenges. The only thing you have to know about challenges is that you have to embrace them. Without challenges, the journey is not excited, and the journey is not going to bring you where you want to become. I'm still in that road of challenges because one of my goals that I want to achieve, I didn't achieve yet, but I don't again, like I said, I don't see it as a failure, but I just think that, you know, the one upstairs there, God is always giving me something that I can handle. Sometimes there was a time, especially when I just came to Malaysia, there had a lot of challenges at then, call it problems or whatever, that I said, come on, what's next you're going to give to me? What's next? Come give it to me, come. So I was asking for it, but at a certain, but like a little bit like, stop it, like, it's been enough. But I learned now already that even challenges sometimes keep on coming. Hey, it's part of life. If we don't have the challenge, we're not getting better. If you see someone who is successful, you probably don't see the failures that they make, or the things that they had to sacrifice, or the hard times that they had to go through, or the things that didn't succeed to where he is now. Okay, because that's mostly not what they post, especially now with social media on Instagram or on Facebook. We're always posting the positive results, but we're not posting when one of our prospects didn't say yes when to start up with the program. We're posting the ones who said yes. So especially with the social media, I think it's sometimes a little bit harder than, let's say, 20 years ago, that you go comparing yourself with people who are successful. And that's something that I advise you, look at people who are successful, but look at it, at their journey. What did they do to get successful? What did they have to sacrifice to be successful? Read books about people who are successful. Go to seminars from people who are successful. Or when you are in seminars, is it a Herbalife training or another training? Talk to people who are there too, because they probably also had some challenges or had some victories where you can learn from. And I don't know who said this one in those 20 years, but it's always something that I remember. I think it was from Jim Rohn, but I'm not sure, that whenever you have a problem, you have a challenge, and you sit together on a table with people, and we all put our problems on the table. This is a problem. We all put it on the table. And then we say, hey, now you can pick whatever problem or challenge that you want to take. If you don't want to take yours or somebody else's problem, you can do. Then I think, I'm sure that we're all going to take our own problems back and say, hey, I keep mine, because those I know how to handle. Because we have to be grateful that the challenges who come our way are not coincidence. They are there for a reason. If you don't have challenges at this time, for sure one will pop up. Okay, please pray for one, that you have a challenge, because it makes the journey more exciting, and also, of course, more rewarding once you overgo this challenge. And if you cannot take the challenge, okay, that's something you know where you have to work on, for example. Okay? For me also, for example, a challenge is talking here for you tonight. Perhaps I never said this, perhaps in group, but for example, and perhaps you will say, no, it's not true, but I'm more perhaps an introvert person. You know, in one-to-one, you will hear me talking, or once I get to know you very good, you know, I cannot stop talking to you. But when I just come in a new group, I will be someone who be just quiet and don't want to be in the middle of the center. I'm not the one who, that's not part of my Herbalife that I'm doing here, that I want to be on a stage. But the challenge also is, with any business you do, or with anything that you want to be successful, that you cannot always do what you like to do. You also have to do things that you know, I have to get better in this, because it's part of my growing process and I'm doing it. And that's why, for example, when they ask me also here now to talk, that, yeah, I just do that. Okay? And It's up to you. The thing that empowers me with this one is what Marc once said, that even if there are 100 people in a room listening, and there's only one person who is inspired by what I'm saying, the meeting is a success. And that's how I talk to all the people, like here now also, but also one by one, when I explain or I share anything about the products or the business opportunity. Okay, next. You gotta have passion in what you're doing. I still have the passion, but passion alone is not enough. Okay, you have to allow yourself, like I put here in the picture, allow yourself to make mistakes, because without the passion, you cannot do this Herbalife business, because you cannot only do it because you like to earn money or you like to become more wealthier. People will very fast find out that you're doing the business that way. Can I have, you see here, I took this picture here also because, you know, my hair looks awful. It was just when we did in Kunasang with our Pradana Park customer group, the weekend. And I just want to show that it's not always perfect what I'm doing, but everything I'm doing is with passion. Can I have the next one? Because I have this from Marc. The next slide, please. Where Marc said in a meeting one time, and I looked at this video many times, that it's not about when you talk to a customer or to a prospect, it's not about what you are saying. We don't need to know every detail about the Formula One or about the NW. For example, if you followed last week's Louis Ignaro's training about NW, my God, I cannot repeat everything what he said, you know. I understood it, but I cannot repeat everything. It's quite, you know, difficult to all those details about L-arginine, about foliate, and about all these things that he was talking about, and about vitamin C and E. It's not easy to explain. What I learned from Marc in the beginning when we started is something that I always like to keep on doing it. I like to keep it simple. I don't want to explain too much. My coach didn't explain not too much also about the products. I didn't explain not too much to Dries also when he started with the products. I just said, put 2 scoops, 400 ml water in your shaker cup or in your blender, you mix, and then you drink it once or twice a day for what you need to have results. And that's it. And I followed up. And I immediately said, let's do a shake party, okay? And then we do a shake party. And then with a shake party, even if you're only 1 or 2 weeks on the products, we see if other people would like to try the products too. Very simple, very simple. And when I went there to give a presentation at the shake party that we always did, I didn't explain too much about the products. I just wanted people to feel my passion, my excitement in my voice, what's in my heart, that I was so happy with what the products did to me that I said, hey, you got to try this too. That's the only reason that I wanted to share that night. Hey, I'm good with it. So many people already around the world are good with these products. Why not try it for yourself too and find out for yourself? And that's it. Simple. Keep it simple. And that's the spirit of Marc that I sometimes, you know, in these modern times with, you know, we have all these different ways of informing people, and we just want to sometimes act like we are doctors or we are, you know, really nutritionists. But I like to lower myself a little bit. Okay, I share topics, but mostly topics that I take from some other people, can from doctors, from other coaches who I think have really something valuable to say, and I just share. I copy paste. Okay? Or I share what we had on the trainings from Spectacular or from the member development weekends or any other training that we have, or an HOM even. You know, story from someone. And that's the only thing, how I think the Herbalife business is done in the best way, with still that mentality of simplicity of Marc that I have in mind. Yeah? If you want to know more about Marc, by the way, then you have to activate your HM Grow. And there is a part where you can really see a few videos of him, which we always played at the STS in Belgium. One of those videos is the videos we every month played at the STS in Belgium before the STS started. I know that video almost by heart, but it always kept me inspiring, and I was very happy to look at it again. It was some time ago. So HM Grow, you can see some things about Herbalife nutrition. But then again, about passion, it's not only the passion that's important. You also got to have, of course, know that which direction you are going to. Okay? That you know that eventually when the people start, that you know how to guide them. And there perhaps the knowledge come handy. Then it becomes important that you know which steps to take to bring them from customer to member, and also see perhaps the opportunity that they become a coach too, and they can share with other people. So there then the knowledge is important. Okay? Next, please, Jay. Next. And thank you to Jay Chow, amazing, to help me here, that I have my hands free. Another part, very important to have a successful journey with Herbalife, is to always have a gratitude, always have a grateful heart. Okay? No matter, you know, which bastard you meet, or which, you know, challenge or problems you have, or whatever, grateful and gratitude is something that should be just like sipping from your glass, drinking from your glass, is something that you should wake up every morning with a grateful heart that we can do this, that we have an amazing opportunity with Herbalife, and that we are able to work with an amazing company and also with an amazing people together. You choose yourself who you work with, but you can choose yourself to do the business how you like to do it. And not everyone in this world, when they earn money or when they have a business by themselves, have the freedom to work from home or from a club or whatever way they like to do, and to do the business like that. Okay? Herbalife Nutrition is really, for me, the perfect marketing plan that creates lifestyle, and it's not about the money, but that creates a lifestyle where you can create your own lifestyle the way you want it. Watch out, of course. You of course need to, next to have the gratitude, of course, be consistent in what you're doing, and you've got to be at the same time your own boss, but also your own employee. So because when you're too much your own boss and you say, oh, today I'm going to take a little bit more time with my family, it's not good, lah. You need to balance those both. You need to balance work and balance free time so that you can build up your business, and especially the first years. Okay? Don't look at how I am working or how Dries and Anita are working now. Okay? We were completely different than when we started the business. Or don't look how, for example, our amazing here also Coach Jay or other people here from in this group here are working, who already are in the TAP team. We were completely different as when we started just as a supervisor. Okay? Because you need to know that business evolves, that we are not only doing the business for ourselves once you gotta have downline, but you're working with other people too. Or in my case, perhaps, I have to admit, I let people very fast free, you know, independent. Okay? Because probably I had that experience too. My coach also let me very fast work independently. You know, after I think 4 years or something, I had to do the business by myself. Okay? In the last years, if you follow the Leo Kallard, you heard him saying, for example, that the last, I think 9 years, he said, he was not really doing Herbalife. And that's the time that I'm here in Malaysia. You should know that he's now my direct sponsor. My 2 other sponsors are not with Herbalife anymore. Yeah? But I could never, you know, and I'm not saying it because I complain or whatever, but in fact, Leo Kallard was never there for me or whatever. I never also took the step to go towards him because I already had a attitude to be independent and to do the things the way I think, you know, and I learned from sidelines, cross lines, from anyone downlines, you know, that I was thinking, okay, this is the way I should do the business, Ken, and enjoying the journey. And I'm very grateful for that I can enjoy the journey with all the mistakes I made and with all the challenges I had. And I thank God for it because that's the only way that the journey keeps exciting. Okay, it's like I did Akinabalu recently. You know, from 5 to 6 kilometers, that was the toughest one for me. Not because it was the last one, but it was the steepest one. You know, with big rocks. You know, and I had a bad knee. But nevertheless, I managed to do it in 5 hours. I went up, and I was very proud that I could make it first to Panalaban, and then again to the complete top. And then I said, okay, this is partly, of course, because I take care of my body, but it's partly also because I'm someone who's not giving up. I want to go there, and nothing is going to stop me to go there. Okay. Of course, I think that they should rename, if I say about the Akinabalu, they should rename the mountain. They should call it the Stairs Mountain. It's not a normal mountain, that one. It's Kilala, it's the Stairs Mountain. Okay? But I knew that because people told me. And, you know, you just cannot wait and hope that God is going to help you and that you're going to find the power. I took my preparation, first of all, in good nutrition. Then I did my stairs here in my condominium where I live. It's 15 floors high. And I did 15 floors 5 to 6 times, like 40, 45 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week the month before. Because I knew my weakness was my knee. So when you know your weakness, then you know where you can focus on, so that weakness, it will not be taken away, but that challenge becomes something that you know that it will not stop you for getting you where you are. The knee is still there, the bad knee is still there, but nevertheless, I did it. And in your business, you gotta also find sometimes, not only say, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, but also look at the things that you perhaps are not that grateful for, but see it as an opportunity to use that, that it doesn't block you to go where you are. Perhaps, for example, you know, looking too much at other people's success or being jealous of someone else's success. You know, if you know your attitude or is somewhere wrong there, that you need to work on that one, then work on that one. Okay, so that doesn't block you to grow yourself. Okay, next one, because I don't want to take too much of your time, guys. Confidence is also one. Confidence is especially, you know, I sometimes don't feel very satisfied about myself. I'm sure after this meeting, I will not be happy about how I talked here, you know, and my intention was to talk less, and I feel now already that I'm talking too much. But then I say, okay, like this picture here says, not everybody has to like me. I cannot force you to have good taste. All right. So the confidence with me is that I know that I always try to be the best version of myself. I'm not the best person in the world. I'm not the most amazing one. Okay. But I'm sure that in my life, okay, the one thing I'm confident in, that I do everything without taking advantage of someone else or without unintentionally try to hurt someone. Did I hurt people in my life? Of course not, I did. Okay? And perhaps people that I don't know that I hurt, so or that I took advantage of unintentionally. Of course not. But it was never with the intention to do that. Okay? So the confidence of yourself to know, hey, I'm not there yet. I'm not a perfect, person in body, mind, soul. Can I have the next slide, please? But I always want to become, a masterpiece in progress, I call it. I will never, I think probably until the day, my last day of my life, I will never be satisfied with who I am completely, but I will always be happy to my journey towards a better person, because I work on my body, I work on my mind, and I work on my soul, and I do it consistently. I'm not saying every day, but I do it consistently. It's the 3 things for me that are the most important thing to have a healthier and happier life for yourself, and automatically to also be more an inspiration for other people. Working on your body means good nutrition, have good exercise. Working on your mind, have a grateful heart, of course, and learning from other people. And so that, for example, for me is that I'm grateful to our Creator, that I'm so happy for what He has given me already in this 55 years, the good and the bad days, the victories and the challenges that I have. I'm happy for them all. And I know that He loves me. And the soul perhaps is for me the most important part that keeps me going, no matter what my environment is going through, or no matter what, I cannot change in my environment, but I know that I can handle it. Okay, next, please. Okay. One of the last thing, of course, also is that it's experience. I like this one here from where the lady says here, the most important lesson you won't learn in school is to go out there and try 100 things and get over the fact that 98 of them won't work. Now that sums up what Herbalife is. If you are just doing the business, or if you are already long time in the business, don't look at your failures. Don't think it's not going to work. Just keep on knowing where you need to improve, or keep on doing what you need to do. Keep on talking to people, and the experience will help you to become a better person, to have success. When I hear people sharing their experience with Marc Hughes, I had one time one of the press teams who traveled, I don't know from which country it was, but he traveled from Europe to Marc Hughes to have a meeting with him and to see how he could improve his business. And in fact, the only thing that Marc Hughes said at that time, you go to the next level and you talk to more people. And that was it. Marc Hughes didn't have nothing more to say. And I didn't hear this from one press team or Diamond Chairman's Club who worked closely with Marc Hughes. Many times I heard the same story. Marc Hughes didn't tell them in detail, you have to do this, you have to do this, try this way of working, try this, script to do. He just said, you talk to more people. You go to the next level, you talk to more people. You do things over and over and over and over again. And what he meant by that one is that we all need to have our experience, the good and the bad, and especially the bad, to have success in anything what we want to achieve. Is it something in sport? Is it something in school? Is it something in work or in business? Or even, in relationships wise? We gotta have sometimes those negative experience to know how we can improve to avoid them. So experience, like the lady here says, is good. Now the next slide, please, is then a slide that I made a few years ago. I think it was also in Bangkok, where one of the press team said, I don't know if they really counted it or whatever, but they said that the average press team talk to 20 people a day. So if I'm not press team, I know I don't talk to 20 people a day, especially now with the online things. I'm not really sure how many people I talk to, okay? But I'm not, you know, when I went out and doing body scan, timbang on the streets and flyers, I knew how many people I talked to. I could count a little bit, but now it's a little bit difficult to do that, okay? But I know probably that I don't reach enough people, otherwise I would already be press team. So I know where I go a little bit in the wrong. And the last years, it's perhaps also because I've been a little bit in a comfort zone. I'm happy where I am. I'm not satisfied, but I'm not unhappy in my situation. Yeah? And that you have to find for yourself, that you need to create that urge to go and do things that you probably don't always like to do. For example, in Belgium, I had no problem. I was the pulled up man, you know, that's how Dries even came to me. Every day I went out to do pull taps, do flyers. I called everyday prospects out on advertisements in the newspaper. I did that for the first 3-4 years continuously. You know, I was known as the pull tap man in Belgium. Okay? Pull taps are posters you put in shops where people can take your phone number and then contact you for the business opportunity or for the products. That's how Dries came to me. Okay? He was completely out of my territorium where I normally do pull taps, but I did it. I still remember how we get the flyer, because I did it on, you know, when I was attending a meeting, I forgot my sport shoes and I was walking around in the city for hours with, you know, business shoes that my feet hurted after a while. Okay? So I still remember the day I put the pull tab when Dries took the pull tab. And that's what we need to do here, to keep on knowing, to have the experience that we know, hey, if my business isn't going the way I want it to go, where do I need to improve? For me, it's this one. I need to see that I can reach more people. That's a little bit my challenge over the last 2 years that I had, 1 year and a half. Okay? 1 year and a half, because of the pandemic a little bit, I didn't find always a proper way to keep on talking to people or keep on inviting people. And I have to find that way again. Okay, next, please. Now, we don't need to be perfect. Again, you see me here with French fries. It's not French fries from Belgium, because the Belgian French fries guys are the best. They should call it Belgian fries and not French fries, by the way, but that's another story. But am I perfect? No, I like food. Saya suka makan. You know, until the pandemic, I never cooked at home. I always went to kedai, to mamak, you know, to the normal things like where you and everyone else went eating. But I could keep balance thanks to my Herbalife nutrition. Luis Ignaro said it 1 week ago in the Spectacular, Ken. He also said that when, for example, he goes on a holiday, he's also not always eating in the most balanced way, but he has his supplements to counter it. And that's it for me a little bit how I live already for 20 years. I maintain my energy, I maintain my weight, and I maintain the results that I had 20 years ago, because I'm not really that focused on eating salads or always healthy food or whatever. I do eat healthy, Ken. I'm not saying I'm not eating healthy, but I don't mind if I, you know, eat a mee goreng mamak, which is my favorite here in Malaysia, or a French fries, or go to a burger restaurant one time, Ken. I don't mind, because I know I can balance it very shortly after. Not only in calories, but also I see that that day or the day after, I will have my vitamins, my fiber, my protein, that I will have everything in the most calculated way, that I'm not getting out of balance in my nutrition plan. So do we need to be perfect? Please, no. But you need to be honest with yourself. When the not perfect is going too much the wrong way, you have to see that for yourself. Or if you cannot see that for yourself, ask to your coach, Ken. that allow your coach when sometimes he or she says something that he say, hey, what are you doing? It looks like you're not, completely following the meal plan anymore, or you're not completely following, you're gaining weight or you're losing weight or whatever. Listen to your coach and allow your coach, because they always have the best for you, that they give some comments. Yeah. All right. Next, please. And do we also have to be always serious? No, yeah? Also not. I'm not going to put this one on, but I had this glasses here that I had here to put on. The future is so bright, we gotta wear shades. If you understand that, I don't know if I can translate it in Malayu, but if the future is too bright, we gotta wear sunglasses, Ken. I don't always want to do this business too seriously, like I said, I like to do it simple, and just say to the people, you have your shakes 2 times a day, but I don't want to be the one that they say, wow, this is the amazing nutritionist, Coach Marc, or this is the amazing whatever, Ken. I want them to feel amazing about themselves. I want them to feel great about themselves because they did it, of course, with support of me, because they did it and they are the one who are responsible for those results. I'm only the messenger, okay? I'm only the one who gives the message that came from my coach and from Marc and from so many other people. I'm just passing it through. Okay? So I'm not taking myself too serious. I'm just an independent guy, okay? What the coach also, our upline press team, Leo Callard, taught us and said a few weeks ago, the one thing you should never do, that's the last tip I'm going to give you, is never quit. Okay? You heard all the story. He quit one time with Herbalife. He better not have done it again. Of course, it's a challenge. It's a lesson he learned from. Okay? But you don't quit this business because, first of all, you don't know who in your downline will come into your business. That's number one for the business. But number two, you'll always be needed. If it's only, for example, like for today now that I'm just sharing here, I'm giving you 1 hour of my time to share a little bit of my journey with Herbalife. But tomorrow always needs you. There's always someone in some kind of way. Is it about Herbalife or something else? Who's going to come to you? Who's going to say, hey, you inspire me to start changing something about my life. So never quit, because you never know even who inspires you when you are talking. When I arrived just here in Malaysia in 2013, and it was only 2 years ago, it was a doctor from KL who then suddenly called me and said, Marc, do you want to join my Zoom meetings? I said, how do you remember me? And he said, yes, lad, because I came to a meeting in Kota Kinabalu, and you were speaking there. And you were speaking out of customer base. And that day I decided to do business, because I also didn't want to only do the business because of business, but I really wanted to focus on customer base. And because of what your training you gave there, I really started working serious with business. I never knew this. You only said this 7 years later or something. Yeah? So, but you never know who's in the audience who you're going to inspire. Okay? Next, please. I'm going to close up almost. The one thing you need to be confident of, next, please, that no matter what journey I'm doing, no matter what journey you are, you can have the next slide, please. That I'm confident that I will succeed. End of story. I will succeed. And that's something that I tell to myself every day. It's sometimes, like I did the Marc or when I do the stairs, that I did the first thing, then I say, I will do it. End of story. I will succeed. End of story. No matter what. Okay? Perhaps not in the perfect way. Perhaps not eventually completely the result as I wanted it. I will succeed in my journey towards a better version of myself. Next, please. And then one thing that I learned from Susan Peterson that she taught us one day at one of the extravaganzas is that if things are not going as it should be, can I have the next slide, please? Because it's a slide that's very simple. And Susan Peterson is the first line from Marcs. And if you had a training from Founder Circle, Susan Peterson, it's always about simplicity. And the next slide, please. Still the next slide. She always said, when things are not going as it should be, and I'm sure that Marc would say the same, you just W-R-K. You just work. You just work. Can I have the next slide? There's still one slide coming up. Okay. You just work and you drink more tea. You just drink more tea. That was what she was sharing when somebody came up and saying, hey, my business is not going the way I want to. Okay. Just like Marc would have said, you don't know more tea. Keep on working. Keep on focusing on your goals you want to achieve. And you just use more products. You just drink more tea. And you get ready for it. Okay. So that's it, guys. I would invite you all, of course, to keep on following the meetings of Herbalife. The next one, of course, is the member development weekend. But that's only a trampoline towards the extravaganza we will have in July. And I hope that we one day can all sit together again, just like before. But if not, we will do it, of course, virtually. So I hope you enjoy the journey here in your Herbalife business. And if you are inspired, if you have any questions, please share with me ada soalan. You can type it with me. I don't know if I can see the chats here. I'll put it on. Okay. All right. I got it. So whenever you have some questions, shoot la. Okay. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Marc. That was really very nice sharing, very complete. We really know all the attitudes, all the characteristics we need to have to become successful. So thank you very much. Really inspiring. For next week, Saturday, we're gonna have a really unbelievable, very handsome, good-looking, amazing president team member as a guest speaker. Is a future Chairman's Club member. Dries van Kerkhoven is going to be the guest speaker. Unbelievable. He's gonna share some unbelievable, amazing things you don't want to miss. And next week we also gonna promote. We're gonna have a promotion. You're gonna receive a gift. And next week you will know what you need to do in order for you to receive this gift. And the gift, I'm really, I have it here, but yeah, I'm not gonna show yet. Next week I will show you what's the gift gonna be. And we're gonna close the calls, and all the top teams, they can stay on the call, and they will be able to see already what's the gift. Okay, they will know already what it's gonna be, because it's really an amazing gift. You guys will love it. We will ship it if you qualify for it. We will ship it straight to your home, and next week on the call you will know what's the gift gonna be. Okay, sure, I cannot show it yet, Kawan. No, it's just here, you know, just next to me here, you know, really. I really want to show it. It's really an amazing gift. I told him I want to show, guy, but okay, next week we come out with a promotion and with a fantastic gift. and you will be able to qualify for the qualification. Everybody can achieve it. Okay, so for sure we will. So I believe we as a top team, they really want to know what it is right now. So thank you very much, everybody, for being on the call. We see you next week, Saturday, again with special guest Dries van Kerkhoven, all the way from Belgium, international executive, future Chairman's Club member. And you will know about the gift. And all the top team, please just stay very shortly on the call so you know what's the next week gift gonna be. All right.